Well, today we're going to be doing something different. This is my boxed paint set, and you can get these on the website. You know, in this box set comes with a birch panel, and you don't have to frame them. Actually got a really pretty birch wood sides, and it comes primed and ready to go. So that's what we're going to be using today. So this is my birch panel. I've got it attached up here. This is just an old scrap can. I know it's weird, but I'm trying to get a small little tiny thing hooked to my easel that really only holds 18 by 24 canvases. So I've got my little birch panel. You would just do this flat on a table, almost certainly. But I'm going to be doing a winter scene. This, I think it'd be pretty. This is a perfect kind of Christmas decoration. You put it on your table, you know, or on a shelf. I like it maybe on a desk, you know, something like that. Now, let's start off today here with our white and clear gel. And just like you would in any painting, I'm going to go ahead and scrub that all over this board. Anyway, we should take a look at the painting that you did of the last video. It's been a little while. Things have been super busy around here, but let's take a look at them. And don't forget to share using the hashtag on the screen, and then next week I'll get your painting in the video. It's just a canvas board. I'm gonna be calling it a canvas all day. No, this is wood. This is wood. And like I said, they come in the box set of paints. You know, the oil paints, that is, not the acrylics, just the oils. And it's just kind of fun. It's totally fun to paint on these things. I don't do it very often, but what's so cool is because there's no canvas texture, you can get kind of a lot of brush strokes happening, kind of leave your brush strokes a little bit impressionistic. I think you'll see what I mean here in a moment. Just blue and white, get that little bit of a sky established. When you wipe the canvas, you'll go right back to the original gessoed board. So you don't want to wipe the canvas unless unless you want it back to white, I guess. But just throwing it out there. There, like I said, kind of leave your strokes, make it look a little bit painted. Now, moving forward, I'm going to take a little bit of my brown, black, blue, and red. Obviously some white. It just creates a background color. There it is. I got the camera zoomed in more than normal, so I don't want to miss, I don't want to be mixing my paint off here. I want to mix my paint right there. I'm telling myself so that I don't forget. Okay, let's just use the corner of this little 3/4 brush. I'll be changing to the 1/4 flat here probably real soon. The softer brushes are going to be better for this. I'm just painting some trees. So now I've got kind of I don't know, it's a charcoal gray. You can see I tested it up here. And I'm going to place in, again, still using my 3/4 brush, trying to get some of these larger areas blocked in. You'll notice this is more impressionistic than sometimes. That's just the nature of using something with no tooth whatsoever. Very smooth, very smooth. Your paint's going to just come off in little, just patches of color. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we got rocks there. Now, as I go outward, the rocks are going to be warmed up a little because we're going to get out into the sunlight areas. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and we got a little ridge line here. Now, anything here that you don't like, you just wipe it right off. I'm going to probably wipe this canvas just to see what happens, I can't help it. I can't help but wipe off the canvas. Okay, we can do more rocks very soon. Let's just get some of these in. Now I've got a big boulder, a big quote unquote big boulder. Nothing is big here. This is all very tiny. Got a big boulder right there. That looks like a mess, but it often does, doesn't it? Before it gets better. So I've got the standard blue shop towel ready to go here. And I'm not too sure how much of this we want to take off. It just kind of depends. But here's how you do it. We'll start right up in here. My very tiny sky today. And I'm just going to press. Oh, it's so pretty. Because you can get some, look at this. Just some beautiful softness to this board that you wouldn't get. There. Yeah, you get some good shapes and some softness as you work it in with this shop towel. Just press and absorb some of that, You can always put your darks back in last, If you need some really dark darks, put them in last. Get some of these. But see, if you're not careful, you go right back to white. Just Throwing that out there. Now that could be used to your advantage if you want to, because we're doing a snow painting. Look, I can rub in a little extra snow, if I overpainted too much. I can do that if I want to. It's just something to think of. Okay, just continue to absorb up here, like I said. Not overly concerned with it. We'll always have an opportunity to add or subtract. All right, so this middle section here is going to be fairly light in color. So I've got some white. You see, it takes very little paint to do something like this. It makes for a great little practice painting. Take some yellow, white, not too much yellow, actually a little red, because it might be a little weird. They were kind of like peachy color. I just want it to look like sunlight. I don't want it to look too far in either direction, really. There we go. So it's warm, it's not cold. That's good. Wipe some of that. Brush is kind of dirty. Ever happened to you? Your brush gets kind of dirty? Okay, here we go. Of course, this won't really look all that bright, will it? Because we already have, like, that's as bright as we can go, really, just white. But what we'll do is we'll put in some other darks around it. There we go. I'm just creating a feel here, starting with the brightest areas first, creating the feel of a little snow. Now here's what we're gonna do. Take a little bit of blue, maybe a little red, mostly blue. You can see this painting's way more just kind of on the fly than normal. That's kind of fun. It's way too much blue. Mostly white, a little bit of blue. Yeah. I can go even just a fraction darker into the purple side. There we go. Create now a lot of these shadows. Of course, the shadows should get and will get darker as we go away from this sunlight area. So you see up here, they're kind of blue. And as we go away, they'll be a little bit darker. Just like you would, expect. That would make sense. Say where you want a shadow, just drop it in, just boom. Kind of one layer around here, just one layer. Up and through here, perhaps. It's okay to get a little bit of this color and drag it in. Maybe way up in here, I see shadows of snow back up under all these trees. And then over here, just a little bit right on top. It's starting to get a little muddy, wipe it off and just reload it so it's not so muddy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put in a couple highlights here on my stones. So my yellow ochre and white color, just very simple color today. I don't need much, and just to dash in a couple of these lights on the stones. It's not gonna require a whole lot, to keep the shadow areas shadowy. So just a few. Maybe right in through here a little bit on this stone, kind of work around, it's no big deal to work around your rocks. Not gonna hurt anything. Okay. Fun, very much fun for a change. There. Now down in through, I've got my little 1/4-inch flat brush. I'm just gonna brush in right here. A little bit of our colors for the water. Fairly dark. And then over here, fairly light. Actually kind of almost reflecting some of these lighter tones from the landscape. There we go. So I've got kind of a purpley tone, kind of a dark purple, not super dark, right in there. Okay, it's a dark, very dark purpley tone. And right somewhere in here, I'm gonna press, just tapping. And honestly, probably want to smooth that out. You probably don't want to leave intense texture. You probably just want to leave a little textures, mostly just there on the edge where you're gonna notice it, Beautiful. And that's gonna be my little background tree. And then, so I've got my little rocks here. Just maybe push in a couple of bits of brush. You would imagine some grass and some brush along in here. It helps soften up those rocks a little. Not totally solid. Not totally solid. Remember, we wiped this off, so we can go over it one more layer, leaving these little areas showing through. So it's not totally solid. Of course, you cut through, and you know what? As you cut through and you see that white board underneath, it's like little branches and stuff. It'll be fine. Now, still using the fan brush, I'm just adding in these little details, you know, so on with the trees. I'm not going to go crazy with it. You know, you could probably overdo, and I'm not going to overdo. Just bring in a few little details here by tapping. A lot of paint in the brush. A lot of paint in the brush. There we go. Okay. Nice. And then, of course, as you lay down more color, you can change things. Get, you know, go a little. There's some reds. Just change it up. Just change it up. And just because what we're doing today, I'm going to take a little brush and pull some of these colors around so that they're not just tapped on, but rather they've got a little bit of brushstroke action going on. That just helps with it, with the way that I want this painting to go, the way I want it to look. Okay. You can get kind of a shadowy color if you want to, and just right back up in here, you even place in that shadowy color. Excellent. Wow, see, just a few strokes of that extra shadowy purple makes a difference. Good, we'll just keep on going, but that's the basic idea. Smooth, I don't want too much tapping, I want mostly smoothness. Just because the board has no texture, I just like the way that looks. So I've got my brush here double loaded. See, I've got one side through light, one side through dark, double loaded. That's a very useful technique. If it's not something you're currently doing, you're missing out. Stop and do it. You're gonna love it. So double loaded, and especially for something as small and as delicate as this, you're gonna find that it's much easier. You know what? Forget trying to go. I was just gonna I'm gonna do there. I was trying to be too perfect with it. I can always push the limbs back over this extremely simple. The lighting today is it's coming through the little valley here, through the little trees. I got no pressure, I'm just letting that brush skip right down. That's good. Very pretty. If you need a gift this Christmas for people, you want to make your own gifts, do little paintings, whether it's on a board like this or canvas, I don't know, just do little paintings. They're so easy for people to actually display. Sometimes, you give family, friends you give them a 40-inch painting, they'll never end up on the wall. Nobody's got space. Give them a small painting and it'll be a little easier to deal with. Plus, it saves you a lot of effort. These are way easier. The small one is way easier to get the detail in the small one. Big ones are, I got a lot of people, I know they tell me, oh, the big ones are easier because my brush is technically smaller. I've never found that to be the case at all. Smaller, easier. Smaller is easier. I'm gonna thin down just some random light color, nothing super white, just a random light color. And I'd like to just put on some very faint limbs and such back here. Not tons, just enough. You know, nothing, we're not going crazy here, just trying to make a little bit of detail in this small painting. You don't need as much as a big painting. Saves you time. I told you these small ones are quicker. Nice. Yeah, I like those little details. A little detail goes a long way. And up and through here, if you want to do just a few bushes and whatnot, you can. Excellent. Over there, these are a little dark. A little bit of dark will be good. Hold on, let's thin it down. Okay, a little bit of dark will be good. Okay, we'll get some branches in that little bush or something down there. And just literally pull up these little details and just slide right along. I think you'll find that the lack of texture on this board is actually a nice thing for doing these last little details. Sometimes it makes it hard, sometimes it makes it easy, depends on what you're doing. So do things, that are easy. Do things that make it easy. I like that. So hopefully you definitely check out the, that's a weird way to say it, but you know what I mean. Check out the paint set on the website. And let me know if you try it. I want to see your version. Like I said, on a panel or just on a regular canvas, I don't care. Just let me see your version of this painting. It'll be fun to see. Well, that about wraps up this slightly different painting. Hopefully it inspires you. I think something like this would be a perfect gift this year for your friends and family. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe if you're not already, and click the like button. It helps me out a lot. Stick around, watch a couple more videos, and stay inspired.